look at this IR laser visible laser combo from TAC Vector Optics. Lots of companies put their brand on this same unit. I've got a buddy that has one that's unbranded. It doesn't have any logos on it at all. If you search around on eBay for a little while, you'll inevitably find this laser when you're searching for IR lasers. It's around $100, and from what I've found, it's actually a pretty good laser combo for the price point. I've had this one for about a month and haven't got to shoot with it much, but my friend that has one has had his for 5 years, and he hasn't had many issues with it. Right off the bat, he said when he first got it, he had issue with the mount, that it was stripped out whenever he tried to tighten it up, but they immediately replaced it for him, so no problem. And then after 5 years of use, the little pressure pad right here wasn't being responsive, so once he contacted the company and they sent him a new one. So from what I've seen, they actually have a decent warranty, and they will service their product, even though it's only $100. As far as when it comes in, it doesn't look like this. When it comes in, coming out of a box like this, or if you get it from a different brand or unbranded, it probably will have a different box, but it comes with all these little Picatinny rail sections on the top and the sides, and there's really no purpose for that. I think they look pretty dumb, so both me and my friend who has one, we took ours off. The problem from that is that the holes are drilled and tapped straight through to the internals, so you got to cover up the holes with something, or else any water, moisture, dirt, or anything will get down inside, and I'm sure it would definitely decrease the life of your laser. So what I did is I just covered up all the holes with some clear packing tape. What my friend did is I think he just filled them up with silicone. Either way works, just keep his internals dry. The laser itself is pretty good. It definitely has a good output. It's on the brighter end. My Streamlight TLR-VIR2, it's slightly brighter than that one, but not by much. But that's a good quality laser, so it's definitely on par. It's pretty clean and has a good output. As far as the visible laser, it's super bright. No problem seeing it during the daytime. Out to around 100 yards, you can still spot it really easily. So it gives you a good secondary sighting system for your gun if you don't have any irons, or if you just want to use an optic and have this be your secondary for daytime also. It's pretty cool. As far as durability goes, like I said, my buddy, he's had his for about 5 years, and the unit itself has ran pretty well. And even if your little pressure pad over here does stop working, you can run it manually from these click buttons on the back. The function of these buttons is pretty straightforward. After you look at it for a little while, you have the middle button to turn the unit on. Unless you turn the unit on, the pressure pad won't work. So if you want to use it, turn it on. This button over here on the side switches between green and IR output. And you see right here, I press the pressure pad, it comes on with green. And if I click it, you have these little indicator lights that indicates now that it's in IR. You press it, obviously you can't see it, but there you go. And then this switches it to where it flashes. So then you'll have a flashing laser. It also flashes in IR mode as well. That's if you're right with a bunch of people and you want to designate your laser from someone else's, you can have yours be flashing. The next setting is just a constant on. It bypasses the pressure switch and just keeps it on constantly. Or then the next one is just a constant on flash. I just keep in normal mode, which is steady, not flashing. So as far as battery life goes on this thing, I'm not quite sure. I don't get much in the literature about it. All I know is that my friend who's had his for 4 or 5 years has said he's never changed the battery out on it. It does take a pretty weird little battery. I think it's called a CR2. It's like a CR123, but a little bit shorter. So you might have to do a little bit of looking to be able to find this dude somewhere. I'm sure you can order them, but they last a super long time, like I said, so you shouldn't have too much of a problem there. And overall, it's a pretty good little unit, only around $100. It's about the same footprint as the D-balls. If you're into like cloning stuff, it's not an exact copy. It's obviously not a knockoff one, but you're actually getting a better quality product versus the knockoff ones. I haven't tried the like the knockoff D balls, because they're like for 200. They go for around $200, and the reviews haven't been that great on it. But I haven't seen a review on this one yet, so I figured I'd give it a shot, and especially off my friend's recommendation. So it's been pretty good overall for something that's as cheap as it is. Anything in the IR game is going to be really expensive, so it's nice to see something that seems to be pretty good, decent quality at a good price point. The only drawback that you really have with this one is the way you adjust windage and elevation. These little set screws on the side here, they can drift a little bit over time. Might want to put a little bit of like blue Loctite on those to stiffen them up a bit, but over time, high round counts, they will drift off zero a little bit. Definitely on this 22 it's fine. My friend was running his on his AR, so you can take that for what that's worth, that it will hold zero to some extent, but obviously not going to be as good as like $1,000 laser unit, so that's going to be up to you. But just want to give you my general impressions that this thing's pretty cool. There you go.